I think this is really a new escalation in the fighting here in the capital. We were driving towards the airport and suddenly we were caught in crossfire. It was obvious that both parties were using heavy weapons. So what happens is that basically Houthi fighters from yesterday positioned themselves in an area near the presidential residence, and they started to aim at people located in a university which is owned by the Sunni Islah Party. Over the last 2 days, they were targeting the Islah Party's buildings in different parts of the capital, and this is something very serious because in a country that is divided along sectarian lines, this is something that could push the Islah Party to mobilize its own people, and that could result in an all-out sectarian war here in the capital. But what is strange for us is the total absence of security forces and the army. Clashes are taking place near the residence of the president. I haven't seen the presence of security forces, military checkpoints at all. They are in a situation of panic.
Hashem, can you then confirm some of the reports we've heard is that the Houthis have in fact taken control of some parts of the capital, particularly in the northern parts of the capital?
The situation as it stands right now, the Houthis are in total control of the areas of Sanaa and Wadi Zaha. There are two districts on the northern part of the capital. They have moved now to the heart of the capital, particularly to Jazeera. This is a Houthi stronghold in the capital. They're also moving their fighters towards the airport, and they are now moving closer to the Imam University, which is owned by the Sunni Islah Party. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of Houthi fighters now present in the capital. And at the same time, President Mansour Hadi and the government couldn't do anything about the latest development. They are sort of waiting to see whether the United Nations top envoy, Ahelbarra, can secure a deal with the Houthi fighters. I can tell you from the month I spent here in Yemen, and particularly in the capital, Sanaa, I've been to places which are totally under the control of the Houthis. You wouldn't go from a block to a block without a permit from Houthi fighters and their security apparatus. Yemen is totally changing, and there is...
On that point, Hashem, forgive me for jumping in there, but on that point, and very briefly, as you said, there's no sign of security government forces. Who are the Houthis clashing with? Only followers of Islah Party?
This is what we couldn't determine for the time being. There is a presence of an army checkpoint behind the university, and there are also people who live in the university, and there's a dormitory there for students. And there's also an army base not far from the area. What was strange for us is that in such a delicate situation, you would see deployment of security forces to maintain order in the capital, which is not the case. There are checkpoints, but most of the or the army troops based in those checkpoints wouldn't return fire, and at the same time wouldn't move an inch to control the situation. Apparently there is an order to rein in the military and the security forces so that things couldn't move towards further escalation that could just lead to a civil war here in the capital, Sanaa. Very, very delicate moments here now in the capital.
It sounds like it indeed. We'll leave it there for now. No doubt be talking to you later. Hashem Ahelbarra from Sanaa.